yeah, the South African, I developed such a soft spot for the team because they played that, but while still being likable, like
Yes.
like you could like them as an outsider. You could go, actually, there's some really cool inspirational stories in here, and most of their teams seem like really sound, really cool people.
Yeah.
And I love how varied and diverse the team is, and the sheer passion of them. Like it's so easy to buy into a team. Like the Uruguay team last year, like the Argentina team in 2007, like the Japan teams in either the last two World Cups, who are going on passion, who are so passionate, and that's so obvious in the South African team. So I've got such a soft spot for them, and I was quite thankful that kind of blew through, and because they were my kind of after that All Blacks game. I remember that autumn saying sort of September time, and maybe this was a bit whatever, but after the way Wales have been playing and sort of starting to look in the way and knowing Gatland and having put a lot of time watching Wales and so on, I said, I think South Africa will play Wales in the semi-final and the winner of that game will win the World Cup. And I wasn't wrong. And I've been kind of living off that for the last however long.
Good on you. I mean, the World Cup, I think we all relate, people in the comments, everyone around the world. If we could go back to that time, we could, because I think, and that's the thing going back to South Africa, is how far that team came. I mean, I'll never forget one of the hate comments I got on YouTube saying, your South African team, they're 6th in the world. They're never going to get higher than 5th place. They're going to lose. They're going to be out in the group stages. And that's why I got so emotional in my stream and started like tearing up and crying, because how far we came. And the story of Sia Kolisi, a township chap, having nothing, to getting the opportunities and growing forward. Springbok captain, first black captain to lead a team in the South African World Cup. And it was all that emotion that just, it was like we did it. And I mean, I was one who also said Springboks could do this. And I never lost faith in this team. And that Wales game, I think it was my first ever. It was just, the stream was just incredible. And it was so close. It was so intense. Like, people are saying, you got this, man, don't worry. I'm like, no, we haven't. There's still a long way. Wales were fighting. There were opportunities there. And I mean, a lot of guys still say they didn't have their full team, etc., etc. But when it came to that final, when we played England, and how the country united, I mean, we've got a lot of great things to be proud of and positive of in South Africa. And seeing the shopping centers of all races, black, white, Indian, colored, races, religions, everyone uniting, singing Xhosa songs, English songs, Afrikaans songs. It was electric. And I get emotional even talking about it right now. But that was what united the country. And when we got that moment, the appreciation and we've done it, we've gone through tough times, but at the end of the day, if you keep believing in yourself, you can achieve absolutely anything. And that for me was a good thing. But like, as you said, with South African fans, we're a very passionate nation, but we're also very, what's the word? We're a tough nation too. If our team's not doing great, we give them a tough time, like the poor Proteas who never can win a Cricket World Cup. The amount of slaughter they get when they get choked out. But that Springbok comeback from 6th or 7th in the world, worst ever. You said it in the video too, where we just lost quite. There was no. You weren't scared of the Springboks like you were. The All Black fans kept saying on my channel, I miss the South African team that gave us a fight, a competition.
I remember, I think it was maybe the 2017 game against the Springboks for Wales, where I went in just expecting us to win, which had never been the case. We'd beaten the Springboks a couple of times. 2014 was the second time we'd ever beaten them. After the only time before was 1999, the first game in the Millennium Stadium. And otherwise, I remember that being a huge deal when we beat them finally, or beat you, whatever you want to call it. And then you're coming to 2017 and being like, oh, we should beat them. We should beat them, fine. And then when it kind of came down to the last 5-10 minutes, feeling quite disappointed that we didn't put it to bed. And then kind of thinking to myself afterwards, like, how has this happened? This shouldn't be the case. It should never be that we expect to beat the Springboks. And it just kind of happened slowly and quietly. And, because Ireland had that game where they won 40 odd points, like a couple of weeks before that. And so for them to rebuild from there to literally winning a World Cup 2 years later was amazing. And was everything you kind of love sport and rugby for, was for the fact that it is unpredictable and it does throw up these storylines that are really that are inspiring and yet hard to see coming, and anything can happen at any point.